Love, light, and blessings. This Shamanic Awak Priestess here. And I wanted to make this video because one of the questions I get asked a lot is, how do you consecrate? So how do you dedicate your decks to when you do readings? And I do it I practice closed tradition. So the way that I do that, I won't be able to share what specific spirits I dedicate my decks to, and how I will prepare any type of divinatory tools according to my tradition. My divination of choice is tarot, oracle, or pendulum. That's it. And mostly I just read with tarot by itself. And sometimes I would use my oracle decks, and there's like a small group of them because I'm not like, it's usually psychic tarot of the heart, that kind of thing. So and this pendulum here. So yeah, so love, light, and blessed Shamanic Awak Priestess, in case I didn't say that at the beginning of the video. However, another question I get asked as much is, how do you consecrate your decks? How do you clear your decks? How do you keep them in a good vibration? So that I can share. I can't share who I dedicate it to or how I do certain things with a closed tradition, but I can tell you how I consecrate my decks. So, I believe, and in my practice, that I house certain spirits within my decks. Okay, so when I'm getting ready for a reading, I usually like to have my tools out, like what tools I'm going to read for the day. So for those of you that don't know, I read on a full-time basis. Okay, I read the majority of the time 8 up to 10 hours a day. So what that means is, either depending on the day of the week, so certain days of the week I do 10 hours and certain days of the week I'll do 8. I'll read for in the morning time when my kids are in remote school, from the morning until late afternoon, for 4 hours or 5 hours. Okay, then there's lunch with the kids. They have their school lunch. We're doing homework, cleaning, doing the regular mommy stuff, self-care, life stuff. Then when they're in bed at night, for 4 hours to 5 hours in the evenings when the kids are asleep, I work late hours and I do the 4 to 5 hours back-to-back readings. Okay, and I do this on a full-time basis, 6 days a week. So my only day off now is Saturday, when I don't even want to answer emails or read any messages, or it's just a day I need to like just be with myself and my kids. But with that being said, I do schedule a 10-minute break between appointments because I may have to use the bathroom. Maybe I need to get something to drink. Somebody's having tech issues, it gives me time to fix that. It also gives me time to clear my decks and myself between readings. So, okay, so when I'm getting ready to use my decks for readings, I'm going to place it in my reading table. Okay, I'm going to put it there, down on the table. And I'm going to do a ritual that I do all the time. This ritual involves, okay, I'm going to light an incense, okay? Usually, and all the time, it's this brand. For the majority of the time I've been reading professional. It's Blessed International incense sticks. You do not have to get this. It's just, I like to use frankincense and myrrh. Before this, I used to use resin. I love this brand and the scent of it. So it is part of my ritual that I do when I do my tarot readings or my specialized readings or anything like that. I'll light this because this clears the way, removes any negative energy. That's what frankincense and myrrh does, and brings in. So unlike sage, it just removes energy. This it has a dual effect. It takes away, but it also brings in high vibrational energies. Okay, then I light a candle to my spirit guide. Usually this spirit guide that I usually give her either a white candle or a red candle, and there's been times I've burned a purple candle or something like that. Okay, so once I burn my incense stick, I start to pray. I light this candle for the purposes of when I'm praying. Today I'm just having it on, to be honest, because like having this on when I make videos, but, and it's usually a red apple scented candle or some type of fruit scent. So whatever color I'm drawn to use at the time. And it's hosted in this beautiful heart selenite candle holder. And I use it as a focal point when I'm praying. And I ask my guides, mi guías, mis guardias, so my guides, to come into this sacred space, to guide me, to help me to channel the messages that are going to come through and come forth for the client. So I'm asking for all my protections, keeping away the things that I don't want. I also have a crystal that I usually hold in my hand. It's usually in the shape of a heart, so I'll be holding it while I'm praying to the spirits and everything like that. I also have my crystals that I usually always have in my altar, which is either I'm wearing or have some type of labradorite in my altar, some type of amethyst on my altar, and some type of clear quartz, tourmaline. This one was a bigger piece, but it broke. And my selenite. Okay, selenite is so sacred that even with every one of my working decks, there is a piece of selenite that my decks are stored with. Because I just feel like selenite is a crystal you don't need to cleanse. It's a self-cleaning crystal. It's so high vibrational. I like to have that type of energy in my decks. Then I set up the timer. So depending on what kind of reading I do, I will set the timer to that specific time session for my clients. So that way I know when the reading's over, and then I can clear the decks between the readings and move on to my next appointments. But once this incense burns down, so I know how long my reading session is going to be, I set intentions for that specific reading. I'm praying for the readings of the day, that I just give everybody an amazing reading. I usually now, this is recent, this is not always, I like to burn this now too. So I'll burn the frankincense and myrrh, then I'll burn this one. I just got this one yesterday when I went to Spencer's because my daughter had a birthday this week. So House of Tarot, hand dipped incense, this is black rose, the death card. This is frankincense and myrrh scented, and this one is dragon fruit, peach, and sandalwood. So they smell really, really good. So I'm gonna like either one of these incense. Okay, and this is all, I finished my prayers. I'm getting all these beautiful scents in and all that stuff, getting the ambiance, my candles lit, the spirits are here, and all of that. I like to have additional protection. I'll burn a Palo Santo on myself, so I'll pass this smoke all over my body, my space, the whole room, boom, 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 boom. And this is just an extra step to invite those energies, okay? I'll do my reading for the day, so I'll do my 4 to 5 work day hours in the morning. And then when I'm done with my morning readings and I'm going to go about doing my mundane things, just in the same way that I opened up for the spirits, okay? And usually when I'm burning Palo Santo, I do pass my deck through the Palo Santo. You know, and all that beautiful stuff. And then, like I said, I conduct my readings. Then I'm going to close sacred space. So that way I can just go about my regular day and the spirits go back into the spirit world. I thank them for coming and all of that. I'm going to turn this off. Boom. I'm going to ask the spirits for the permission and all that to turn this off. And I'm going to burn either camphor or sage incense to have the spirits go back into their realm. And then I'm going to go around my sacred space with sage stick around my person. Thank you, spirits. I'm glad that I was your host, channeling all these messages, and go throughout my work room, my work office. All done. Go about my day. In the evening, the ritual starts all over again. Frankincense, a tarot incense, okay? The candles will be lit again. My same prayer that I did to open up session in the morning will be conducted again. And then I close that circle in the same way, either with a sage, and I've been using sage, this incense brand, for the last 8 years since I've been doing my readings, because I used to use a different brand for the frankincense and myrrh, but this is just the one that's become my baby for the last like 5 or 6 years. And when they first went into business, or when I first, this was like a white box. It wasn't even like a black box. Like, it wasn't even like that. Anyways, moving on. So I used to use like the hem. Is this hem? I don't think this is hem, but I used to use like one of the hems or some type of different Indian frankincense and myrrh. Anyways, moving on. So I close the space up, beautiful and cute and everything, and I am done. Now, I do like to also have some type of chakra oil, depending on what chakra I'm working with at the time. But that's like like that's most of the time, but I don't always do it. So maybe I'll put some root chakra oil or third eye oil or whatever. For the most part, like I said, this is what I do. Another thing that I do as well, where are you? Is I like to spray, which I have to refill this, Florida water, rue, cologne, or rue cologne, Florida water, or yerba buena around my room. Okay, forgot to mention that. So I do use that. This also helps me to open up space. So before I start my readings, I do like to do that. Clients have seen me spraying this on my hand and do this a lot too, and just like, just getting it all together. So I do like to do this, but this is like when I open, but also in between readings when I'm trying to clear. Maybe I had a very negative energy, so I do use a lot of Florida water for cleansing myself in between readings. Okay, so and this is not homemade Florida. This is the regular lemon and murray that I just transferred to these little travel bottles. So, okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much how I both consecrate and clear and charge and open and close sacred space between my readings. So hopefully for those of you that don't have a ritual and are trying to figure out a ritual to do, that's what I do. When I feel like my deck is really, really heavy, one of the things I like to do is pray and set intentions whenever I feel like my decks need to be recharged. And I do like to do that at least once a week to every 2 weeks. I do like to recharge and do a rededication ceremony, but a ritual. But I also like to just recharge and set intentions and all of that with my decks. And things of that nature. So, and then I rotate my decks monthly or whatever. But yeah, so basically that's what I do. Hopefully this is helpful to someone out there on YouTube. But much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And until the next video. Also, I'm very behind on comments on my videos. I will be working on catching up to my comment section. Please keep leaving those comments. I read them all. I answer them all. It's why sometimes I take my time, but I feel like if you take time out of your day to comment on my videos, then the least I could do is when I have the time, I should be able to at least heart your comments or answer your comments, because I know there's channels that like you'll have comments and they just don't even answer your comments ever. And I used to feel bad about that when people would do that. So then I just wouldn't comment on their videos. So I don't want anybody to ever get discouraged. I answer all my comments. It might take me time, but I answer all my comments. And for those of you that don't know, my son got me that for Mother's Day. I love that. Just want a little shout out to my older son. All right, much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And until the next video. Bye.